The 1972 Washington quarter is a coin that millions of Americans saw in their change every single day, yet behind its ordinary appearance lies a fascinating story of design, production, and the potential for hidden treasures that could be worth thousands of dollars today. To understand why the 1972 quarter continues to attract collectors and why some pieces are so valuable, we need to explore the history of the Washington Quarter series, the minting conditions of the early 1970s, and the world of errors and high-grade examples that can turn a common 25-cent piece into a small fortune. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932, originally intended as a one-year commemorative coin to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington. However, the public loved the design so much that it became the permanent quarter design, replacing the standing Liberty quarter. By 1972, the design had been circulating for 40 years. The obverse still carried John Flanagan portrait of George Washington, facing left, while the reverse featured the majestic heraldic eagle, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing strength and peace. At this time, U.S. coinage had already undergone a major change. In 1965, due to the rising cost of silver, the mint removed silver from dimes and quarters. That means the 1972 quarter is not made of silver at all, but rather a copper-nickel-clad composition. Its core is copper, with outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that familiar silvery color. For everyday Americans, the 1972 quarter was just another coin in their pocket, used for bus rides, vending machines, and payphones. But for collectors, the details of minting, errors, and condition matter a great deal, and that's where the value comes in. In 1972, quarters were struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia struck over 215 million coins, Denver more than 311 million, and San Francisco produced both circulation strikes and proof coins for collectors. That's more than 500 million quarters minted that year, which explains why the 1972 quarter is generally common. But when so many coins are struck, the chance for minting mistakes increases, and that's where opportunities for collectors begin. Proof coins from San Francisco, identified by their S mint mark, were struck on specially polished dies and planchets to create mirror-like finishes and frosted details. These proof coins were never meant for circulation, only for collectors who ordered them directly from the mint. High-quality proof 1972 quarters, especially those with deep cameo contrast, can be worth far more than face value today. In top condition, some proof 1972 quarters have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. The real excitement comes with error coins. The 1972 quarter has several known varieties and minting errors that make it especially valuable. Some of the most desirable are doubled die obverse coins, where the inscriptions such as "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" appear doubled due to a misalignment in the hubbing process. These doubled dies are rare, and collectors will pay handsomely for strong, visible doubling. Off-center strikes are another sought-after error, where the design is not properly centered on the planchet, leaving a blank crescent of metal. Depending on how dramatic the off-center is, and whether the date is visible, these coins can bring in hundreds of dollars. There are also clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing due to an error in the blank cutting process. Coins struck on the wrong metal planchets, such as a quarter struck on a dime planchet, are extremely rare and worth thousands. Another factor that drives up value is condition. Most quarters from 1972 circulated heavily, showing scratches, dings, and wear. Finding one in uncirculated mint state condition is much harder than it sounds. Collectors send their best examples to grading companies like PCGS or NGC, which assign numerical grades based on condition. A 1972 quarter graded MS-65 or higher is considered a gem, and examples graded MS-67 or MS-68 are exceptionally rare. These can command prices in the thousands, because collectors competing to build top-ranked registry sets will pay premiums for the finest coins. The Philadelphia Mint coins, which bear no mint mark, are generally the most common. Denver quarters with the D mint mark also saw heavy circulation, but a small number of high-grade Denver coins have achieved very strong prices at auction. San Francisco proof coins, particularly those with deep cameo designations, are another highlight of the series. If you happen to come across a proof 1972 quarter in flawless condition, it could be worth far more than most people imagine. Beyond the dollars and cents, the 1972 quarter represents a slice of American history. The early 1970s were a turbulent time for the country, with political scandals, economic uncertainty, and cultural change. Yet the quarter remained a constant, a coin everyone used daily. For many, the Washington quarter was more than just money. It was a reminder of stability during uncertain times. Today, that sense of history adds to the appeal of collecting coins like the 1972 quarter. There are stories of people finding rare 1972 quarters in old change jars, coin rolls from banks, or inherited collections. Imagine opening a roll of quarters, expecting nothing special, and spotting an error or a nearly flawless coin. What was once worth 25 cents suddenly becomes worth hundreds or thousands. This possibility keeps collectors searching and keeps the 1972 quarter in the spotlight. Some of the most valuable 1972 quarters ever sold have shocked collectors. A 1972 D quarter in MS-68 condition once sold for over $3,000 at auction. Certain proof coins with deep cameo contrast have also exceeded $2,000. Dramatic off-center strikes and double die errors can bring even more, depending on rarity and demand. The idea that an ordinary pocket change coin could reach such values makes the hunt thrilling. And some believe that undiscovered errors or rare varieties could one day bring prices into the tens of thousands, or even higher. So the next time you see a 1972 quarter, don't dismiss it as just spare change. Look closely at the date, the mint mark, the details of the design. Is there doubling on the letters? Is the strike perfectly centered? Does it shine with an unusual brilliance like a proof coin? These small details could make the difference between a coin worth 25 cents and one worth thousands of dollars. Coins are more than currency. They are history, art, and potential treasure all rolled into one small piece of metal. The 1972 quarter dollar reminds us that hidden value can exist in the most ordinary places. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone curious about the change in your pocket, taking the time to examine a coin like this can be rewarding in more ways than one. You may connect with history, discover beauty in design, and maybe, just maybe, uncover a rare coin that changes your financial future. So keep your eyes open, because that 1972 quarter sitting quietly in your hand might just be the key to unlocking a hidden fortune.